What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm here with the biggest CEOs of EPO in the UFC. I'm holding everybody accountable. So today we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about some of the biggest juice heads that I think are in the UFC right now, and just give my thoughts on them and maybe some good qualities about them, some bad qualities about them. We're going to talk about all of that today. In this very informative, very professional PowerPoint that I've done up today. All right, boys. So let's get straight into this. Let's start off with what is a CEO of EPO? Okay, you may have heard that phrase before, but you're not quite sure, right? Obviously, I reached out to an expert in the field. I spoke to Dr. Nathan Diaz over the phone, and he was just like, yeah, everybody's on steroids. That's what's up. Fuck that. Yeah. So I've got all the leading minds in the sport. Throughout this PowerPoint, I've got their thoughts on this, but Nate Diaz, one of the smartest men in the MMA game. To be a CEO of EPO, you either have to do one of two things. You either have to have a great diet, good sleep, train hard in the gym, be super consistent, or you just have to take a bunch of illicit substances and potentially fail drug tests or cheat drug tests to not fail. And you have CEOs of EPOs in all types of sports. You've got guys in jiu-jitsu. You've got guys in, the Olympics that are on this CEO of EPO kind of train. And obviously in the UFC and in MMA, we've got guys like TJ Dillashaw. When you say, yo, bro, act natural, this is their reaction. So hopefully now you understand what we're going to do. Let's jump straight into it. My first candidates are the Usman brothers, all right, dude? Now, I know what you're thinking, bro. It's just genetics, bro. Like, stop hating, dude. It's just fucking good genetics, dude. Don't you know that everyone develops like injection marks on their stomach and gyno and back acne in their 30s? Like, everybody does that, guys. Like, it's totally normal, dude. They just train hard, bro. Okay, I will say this. I'm kind of less sus of Muhammad Usman because he's always looked like a giant like roid machine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's always just been this giant scary like power puncher, roid monster almost type thing. Whereas Kamaru Usman, where the fuck did the power come? Like, bro, literally was the most boring fighter in the UFC. Then all of a sudden, he's just fucking endless cardio, crazy knockout power. He slept my boy George Masvidal. I gave him a call earlier today. He was like, this individual is on some shit, dude. This little dude right here, he's on some very high power steroids. This little dude, me and this individual, we have bad blood because this dude is clearly on some shit, dude. And then he got mad because I told him he's on an Obama phone. But listen, dude, maybe it is the genetics, right? Because we've got Mo Usman here with his father, and we've got Colby here. What's his name? Marty Usman with his father here, Martin Usman, as I like to call him, with his father. So maybe it is good genetics, but right now I'm going to say these two are two high-level CEOs of EPO. We move on to the middleweight division. I'm going to go with Jared Cannonier as another candidate to be a CEO of EPO. I mean, this guy, he claims that it's just, the energy. Maybe he's just lost a lot of weight, right? He randomly developed fucking Marab cardio at like 43 years old. Literally thinks he's fucking David Goggins with this photo, bro. Like, what the fuck, dude? And maybe there is something to say about the crystals, because this guy talks about crystals more than my fucking ex-girlfriend, dude. Like, this guy loves his crystals. He loves his spiritual energy. But definitely some suspicious activity going on here. That Marvin Vettori fight, to see this guy going 5 hard rounds of wrestling, swinging for the bleachers, like not getting tired at all, not even really slowing down, with knockout power. It's truly, masterful to see the work that he's putting in. Maybe it's just the crystals, but listen, bro, all I know is that Keon Kimura, Tyron Woodley reportedly, teaming up on a new hot track for the summer. For me, putting Kamaru Usman and Jared Cannonier back to back. Apparently, it's going to be called the Race Bait Freestyle. So I'm keen to see that drop. But let's move on. We got Paulo Costa. Okay, I approve 100%. I approve 100%. This guy is such a Chad because he doesn't try and hide it, dude. A lot of these guys, if you say to them, yo, bro, are you on steroids? They're going to get mad at you. They're probably going to threaten you physically, which doesn't really help their case. Definitely roid rage. But this absolute Chad of a man embraces it. He embraces masculinity. He embraces cheating, because a lot of these betas in the sport, they're complaining. They're like, oh, all these guys are on steroids, blah 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 blah. This guy's just like, fuck it. Why don't I just get with? If everybody else is doing it, why don't I fucking do it? and it's working. It's working really well. Look at him. He's strong and jacket, you know. He's also using the EPO in a new way that not a lot of athletes are doing right now. He's using it to increase his Twitter speed. Okay, he has the most tweets per minute in the UFC. He's also increasing his recovery of his brain and using his brain power at higher levels to create the funniest videos on Twitter. So this guy's an absolute Chad. He owns his CEO of EPO status, and I think bro just dropped a tutorial on his steroid cycle, so I'm definitely going to check that out after this, because I got a lot of work to do on my cardio kickboxing sparring lessons. All right, bro, we're going to move on to a man that I know very personally. He shouted me out, so we're kind of basically friends. Belal Muhammad, dude. Okay, I don't want to say this, but there's no way that fucking Belal Muhammad went from the French Montana hairline to this balding fucking LeBron hairline. Like, there's just no fucking way that this has happened just in the course of 5 years, right? And I was right. My hunch was right. I actually spoke to Jeff Nowitzki, bro, and the USADA scientists did catch Belal Muhammad cheating. He was on EPO. They realized before the Leon Edwards fight that it's just physically impossible for any man to have this good of a chin, this good of cardio, this good of striking. Like, this guy is just so elite that they knew something was up. So Belal Muhammad actually recently, let me just edit this because I'm the best editor on YouTube. Belal Muhammad actually recently just started taking performance enhancing drugs so that he doesn't kill somebody in the octagon. So I just got to say shout out to Belal Muhammad for taking the punishment like a man, you know, taking the performance enhancing drugs to give everybody else a fair chance. He's still 50-40 5ing everybody, but we're just not going to see him get many finishes now because he's been nerfed a little bit. So Belal Muhammad unfortunately did have to make the list, but hey bro, he's owned up to it, and that's more than you can say for a lot of these guys. He's in that Giga Chad tier with Paulo Costa for accepting the suspension and getting off the drugs. All right, so good job Belal Muhammad. We move on to a champion that's going to be fighting very, very soon. A man that he's one of these guys, right? You bring it up, he's going to get very defensive. He's going to get very angry. He's going to get catty. Okay, the claws are going to come out, or should I say the nails are going to come out. Israel Adesanya, dude. Okay, this guy still to this day fucking claims that he's natty. Like, he's acts like it's ridiculous. He offered $3 million for anyone that has proof. You got to pay fucking more plates, more dates, bro. You got to pay MMA Guru, bro, because this guy literally started lactating, dude. Explain that to me, bro. This guy literally trust. I'm just feeling motherly. That's it. Yeah. It was Mother's Day, so I started lactating. Trust. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's this fucking explanation, dude? He literally said it was because of weed, and, you know, we reached out to Nick Diaz, about the expert in the field, and Nick Diaz was just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? It's like me and my baby brother, we do weed all the time. It's like, we never had that, you know what I'm saying? It's like me and my baby brother, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we never had that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like it. But yeah, dude, it just doesn't make sense. It ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing. Is he? All right. And then this fucking weird, I gotta say, genuinely no memes. Like, this is actually one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. He gets asked about it in an interview. Like, he's like, oh, did you get medical scans, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. Ariel Helwani, the little snake, is like, oh, show us the fucking medical things. And this fucking guy is like, oh, well, you never know what happened. You know what happened to Chadwick Boseman. You never know what's going on behind the scene. Basically, like, hinting that he has cancer. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, what the fuck is this guy on about, bro? Literally, all I'm going to say, because a lot of Izzy fans are going to be mad about this, by the way. All I'm saying is, isn't it a bit, like, convenient that this guy develops brutal one-shot KO power whenever he needs an impressive win? Maybe he just manifested that, right? Manifested his trust. But look, bro, all of it's not adding up. So Israel Adesanya, welcome to the CEO of EPO video, bro. You've earned it. All right, buddy. We move on to the last one on this list. I decided to get the Magnificent Seven together, and there's one man that belongs on the top of this list. He is the original CEO of EPO. He is the executive of enhancements, okay? We got John Jones, bro. Literally, ESPN is fucking tripping with these pre-fight stats for the Miocic fight. I don't know why they're putting these up. Talk about the DWIs, you know, the revoked licenses, the drug tests. This guy's putting up world record stats in terms of USADA failed tests. This guy is literally the GOAT of USADA failures. And, you know, he's on his Ja Morant shit, bro. He's always fucking talking about it's a parade inside my city, yeah. This guy is literally a madman. We reached out to Professor Donald John Khaled about this. He was like, tell him to bring out the metabolites. Tell him to bring out the Picos. Tell him to bring out the Olympic swimming pool. You know, so Maybe he is innocent, you know, but Jones fans, I'm sorry that I'm just not giving him a 14th chance, guys. I've given him 13 tries to redeem himself. You know, the last hit and run was just the last straw for me. You know, the first hit and run, I thought it was pretty funny, but the second hit and run, I just can't let that slide, bro. So unfortunately, after John Jones committed 3 murders and, you know, robbed a bank and failed for a drug test post bank robbery, I just can't give this guy any more credit. But that being said, he definitely belongs at the top of this list, just like he belongs on the top of the pound for pound list. I mean, why would Alexander Volkanovski, or, you know, call me crazy, Islam Makhachev, the guy that beat Alexander Volkanovski, why would they be number 1 when this guy beat up Cyril Gane after 3 years and was built like Rosenstrike while he did it? So that's my list, boys. Okay, this is my list of the CEO of EPOs in the UFC. Let me know what you think down below. Did anybody not deserve to be here? Did I miss anybody? And who else is an honorable mention that you would like to see on this list, maybe in a part 2? Let me know down below, boys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 10K, bro. We're actually so close. It's actually crazy. Pause. And yeah, go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. I'll see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.